Assalamualaikum and good day to Doctor and my fellow friends. Our topic is about unemployment. First of all, let me introduce my group members. Firstly, it's me, Nur Shahira Amira bin Salim, and secondly, Loli Shin. Thirdly, is Fatin Nurjana binti Muhammad Turas. Fourthly, Wong Kyung Yu, and lastly is Muhammad Hafizuddin bin Ahmad. Now, I will pass to the first presenter.
Unemployment is one of the major economic concerns. Unemployed is someone who is between 15 and 64 years old, is not working, but is actively making an effort to find a job. It means that if someone is below 15 and over 64 years old, is not calculated as unemployed. The effect of unemployment to economy is slow down economic growth. Economic growth is an increase in the production of economic goods and services in one period of time compared with a previous period. When rate of unemployment increase, the production of economic goods and services will decrease. Therefore, economic growth will slow down. The second effect of unemployment to economy is the revenue of government decrease. Taxes is the one of the revenue of government. There are two types of taxes, that is direct tax and indirect tax. The example of direct tax is corporate tax, individual income tax, stamp duty, and petroleum income tax. For indirect tax, import duty, export duty, and sales tax is the example of indirect tax. When unemployment rate increase, taxes will decrease since income has decreased, then revenue of government decrease.
Thank you to Loli Shin to explain more about a meaning of unemployment. So for the next, I will explain what type of unemployment. For firstly is frictional unemployment, secondly is structural unemployment, and thirdly cyclical unemployment, and for fourth is natural unemployment. So, for the first is frictional unemployment. This occurs when people are between job or are transitioning from one job to another. The frictional unemployment rate is calculated by dividing the number of workers actively looking for work by the total labor force. For the second is structural unemployment. This arises when there is a mismatch between the skill of workers and the skill required by employers. Furthermore, structural unemployment occurs because workers lack of requisite job skill or live too far from region where jobs are available and cannot move closer. Jobs are available, but there is a serious mismatch between what companies need and what workers can offer. So for the next is cyclical unemployment. This is a result of the downturns in the business cycle, which leads to a decrease in demand for goods and services and subsequently a decrease in demand for labor. Unemployment typically rises during recessions and declines during economic expansion. For the third and lastly, nature is natural unemployment. Natural unemployment reflect workers moving from job to job. The numbers of unemployed replaced by technology or those lacking the skill to gain employment.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hafizuddin bin Ahmad and my metric number is 295440. Today, I'm with Wang Kim Yu will explain the effect of unemployment to economic and the effect of unemployment to social.
Morning to the doctor and all my friends. Today I and my friend will present the unemployment. My name is Wong Kim Yeok and my metric number is 292426. Unemployment will affect to economy. First, income decreases. It because a job provides wages for the person. Being unemployed that take away their wages and lead the individual with less available income. Second, people who are unemployed and do not have any other source or income often rely on their saving or borrow money to fund essential costs such as food and living expenses.
Next, the effect of unemployment to economy is the jobless will increase. It is because of the global economic crisis. During period of economic crisis or downturn, business may encounter financial difficulties and have to lay off the workers. Unemployment rates grow as a result of the increase in staff layoff. The current recession could become worse as consumer spending declines and business will struggle to recover.
Again, unemployment also will affect to social. Unemployment will increase this as a result of the financial problem faced by the employers. They are willing to commit robbery, murder, and other antisocial activity to get money. This will cause various threats to the public and security in the country will be threatened to the increase in criminals and people living in unrest. Thank you.
The last but not least, the effect of unemployment to social is the deterioration of skill. The loss or reduction of a person's skills over time as a result of things like unemployment and lack of practice. Skill might degrade following prolonged periods of unemployment. People could have less possibilities to use and develop their skills if they are unemployed for a prolonged length of time. The ability to find a new employment when opportunities exist may be more difficult if they don't have regular practice or exposure to a working setting.
Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. My name is Nur Shahira Amira binti Salim and my metric number is 288425. Today, I would like to talk about the relationship between growth and unemployment. In the short run, the relationship between economic growth and the unemployment rate may be a lost one. It is not unusual for the employment rate to show sustained decline sometime of other broad measure of economic activity has turned positive. Hence, it is commonly referred to as a lagging economic indicator, determined by the combined rates of growth in the labor supply and labor productivity. Either employment rates or fall, this long-run relationship between the two economic variables was more famously pointed out in the early 1960s by economic Arthur Okun by Okun's law. Secondly, unemployment also cause of poor health. It is because if we didn't have a permanent job, we will didn't have a permanent activity, which is if we didn't job, we didn't do any activity in our daily life. It can make our muscle be weak and it also can be a pressure and stress. It is called as a stress or financial strain. At the same time, our behavior also can change day by day based on a pressure that we get of day by day in our life. Lastly, for me, is about the unemployment cause of mental health. It is because in our society is a biggest effect of the moral support, which is if we get a bad support from our society, it will give a big pressure to us and a bigger stress to us. And it will make unemployment that think about how and where that we need to find a job to support our life and our financial.